From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Condolences are pouring in for the families, friends, and teammates of 3 Alberta junior hockey players killed in a highway crash on their way to practice yesterday south of Calgary. All played for the Southern Alberta Mustangs of the U.S. Premier Hockey League. A former staffer with the team is among the heartbroken. Here's Canadian Press reporter David Bowles.
Mike Gilroy says he spent time in the summer with all 3 young men, identified as 18-year-olds J.J. Wright and Cameron Casorso of Kamloops, BC, and 17-year-old Caden Fine of Alabama.
Enjoyed being a part of a team and took the time to put in the extra work to be successful. Far too soon for young, talented people.
Gilroy says the 3 players were inspiring young men who had a strong love for the sport.
Prime Minister Mark Carney said Canadians are keeping the entire Southern Alberta Mustangs community in our thoughts. Billionaire Frank Stronach's sexual assault trial begins today in Toronto. Stronach faces 12 charges involving 7 complainants for alleged incidents dating back as far as the 1970s. Canadian Press reporter Paula Lorigio has more on what to expect.
Memory will play a fairly big role in this case because, as mentioned, a lot of these allegations are for things that are supposed to have happened decades ago, and it can be really difficult to remember with a lot of precision.
The 93-year-old billionaire has denied all allegations against him. Former Prime Minister Stephen Harper's official portrait is set to be unveiled today, ahead of the 20th anniversary of the election of his first Conservative government. Harper's portrait will be presented during a ceremony at the Sir John A. Macdonald Building in downtown Ottawa. The portrait was painted by Canadian artist Phil Richards, who's known for the Diamond Jubilee portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. New details in the ongoing search for the mother of NBC's Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Authorities say they now believe 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her Arizona home early on Sunday, kidnapped while she was sleeping. Neighbor Lisa McIntyre, who said she doesn't personally know Nancy Guthrie, said her husband searched their entire property for any kind of sign.
But it's very bizarre. This is a very safe neighborhood.
And former CNN anchor Don Lemon was a guest on Jimmy Kimmel's late-night show last night and answered questions about his arrest last week over coverage of an anti-ICE protest at a Minnesota church. Lemon says he went to the church to be a journalist, not to protest. He said he was arrested during pre-Grammy coverage at his L.A. hotel, even though he'd offered to surrender to federal agents.
People who are accused of much worse things than I am accused of doing is they are allowed the courtesy. I mean, Donald Trump was allowed the courtesy to turn himself in when he was. That's right, he did, yeah.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, NHL action last night, William Nylander scored goal number 18 this season and added 2 assists to lead the Toronto Maple Leafs to a 4-2 victory over the Calgary Flames. Toronto has won back-to-back games to open a 3-game Western Canada road trip and will play the Oilers in Edmonton tonight. The Ottawa Senators got a late goal from Claude Giroux to win their 4th straight in a 3-2 win over Pittsburgh. And Nick Schmaltz had a hat trick and an assist as the Utah Mammoth skated past the Vancouver Canucks 6-2. The NFL released a statement Monday on New York Giants co-owner Steve Tisch, whose name showed up more than 400 times in files released by the U.S. Justice Department regarding Jeffrey Epstein. The NFL is aware of the reports and will look into the matter to understand the facts. Commissioner Roger Goodell was asked about that as he gave an address to kick off Super Bowl week. He says, "We'll take it one step at a time. Let's get the facts first." From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.